What's up, people? I'm Landan with LMR.com. In this video, we're going to be showing you how to replace the lower seat springs in a Fox Mustang, as well as doing a little bit of lower seat frame resto. Let's roll it. So today we're going to be working on Kelly's 1989 Mustang GT. She's currently in the process of converting her interior from smoke gray to black, and we've helped her out by installing some black carpet and some black upholstery. Well, while I was removing the old upholstery and foam, I found that the passenger lower seat frame had some really bad rust and needed some help to make it look better. Not to mention, the lower roll spring for the seat foam had rusted through and broke, and it needed to be replaced as well. The roll spring and the 4 helical springs are easy to remove and install, but they do require a little bit of disassembly to access. You will have to remove the seats from the car, remove the seat track assembly, separate the seat back from the seat bottom, and then remove the lower seat foam from the frame to expose the springs. I feel like most of you are going to be replacing the lower seat foam springs at the same time you're installing new upholstery, but there may be those few times that you need to replace these components without installing new upholstery and foam. Now, we already have a few videos that will help you with this process. Check out the seat removal video and the upholstery removal video to watch the steps relevant to replacing the springs. These can be found in the video description. Also in the description, you can find everything related to this video, such as a list of tools that I used and the parts that were featured in this video. So with the foam removed from the seat frame, use a pair of pliers or another applicable tool that works for you to remove the 4 helical springs from the seat frame. At the front of the frame, lift up on the 4 tabs with a small pry bar. Remove the roll spring from the seat frame. If you're going to restore the frame, follow along for the next several steps. If not, feel free to skip ahead to the installation of the new roll spring and helical springs. Go ahead and disconnect the electrical connection and dislodge the harness push pins. Carefully remove the rubber line from the air pump and then remove this assembly from the frame. Remove the 2 Phillips head screws securing the pump to the frame. For us, one of the screws on this frame was seized up pretty good, so I first soaked it with PB Blaster and then took a cutoff wheel and made a groove down the center. After that, the screw was removed with a flathead screwdriver. Go ahead and remove the air pump. Carefully remove the snap ring from the clevis pin that secures the pivot plate arm to the seat frame. Drive out the pin and then do the same for the other side. Loosen and remove the bolts securing the bolster adjustment plates, and then remove the plates. Loosen and remove the screws securing the lumbar switch bracket to the frame, and then remove the bracket. Remove the roll pins from both sides of the drive shaft with a pair of pliers or a suitable punch and hammer. Go ahead and remove the drive shaft and the 2 washers. Hold the adjustment block with one hand and turn the screw with the other to remove these components. There is one on each side. Just keep in mind that the adjustment blocks and screws are side specific, so make sure you make a mental note of which side is which. At the front of the frame, loosen and remove the Phillips head screws securing the metal clips and plastic guides for the pull-out knee bolster. The frame can now be prepped and painted. I utilized our shop equipment and media blasted the frame, the bracket for the lumbar switch, and the 2 clips for the knee bolster. If you don't have access to a media blaster, some good old-fashioned elbow grease will do the trick. Use some scuff pads and thoroughly scuff all the surfaces. After that, wipe everything with a prep spray. Working in a well-lit and well-ventilated area, spray the frame and other components with a black E-coat. The SEM version we sell at LMR.com is my personal favorite. Be sure to follow the directions on the can until you achieve the results you're wanting. Allow plenty of cure time before reassembly. I went ahead and soaked the hinge plates and the other hardware in some naphtha and cleaned this stuff with a wire wheel on a bench grinder. If you don't have one of these, wire brushes and scuff pads will work just fine. Once you're done cleaning and painting, go ahead and lay out all of the hardware. Place the seat frame on the workbench and begin reassembly. First, I reinstalled the plastic guides and metal clips for the knee bolsters. Next was the bracket for the lumbar switch. Apply some grease to the threads on the adjustment screw. Verify that you have the correct adjustment block for the side of the seat frame that you're working on. Reinstall the adjustment block and screw. Do the same for the other side. Before reinstalling the bolster plates, lubricate the hinge and the other clevis pin with some sprayable multi-purpose grease. Work the mechanisms back and forth to distribute the grease. Position the plate onto the frame and reinstall the bolts, but leave them loose. Apply some grease to the clevis pins that were removed. Reinstall this pin through the pivot arm on the adjustment plate and the holes in the adjustment block. Reinstall the snap ring. You may have to squeeze the snap ring to get it to hold. Do the same for the other side. Go ahead and fully tighten the bolster plate retaining bolts. To zero the adjustment screws, hold the plate with one hand while you turn the screw. Whenever you feel the screw begin to push against the plate, stop turning. Do the same for the other side, but you will have to use a flathead screwdriver to turn the screw. Lubricate the ends of the adjustment screws where the drive shaft installs. Clean the washers and apply a little bit of grease to both sides. Reinstall them back onto the adjustment screws. Reinstall the drive shaft, followed by the roll pins. Wipe down the air pump, harness, and electrical connections and reposition it into the seat frame. Tighten the Phillips head screws. Route the harness into factory orientation and engage the clips. Clean the lumbar switch with some all-purpose cleaner and a brush. Reroute the air lines and the switch assembly in the factory orientation. Reconnect the electrical connection and reinstall the harness push pin. Reinstall the line onto the air pump. The next few steps for the roll spring is going to be shown on the driver's side seat frame that didn't need the restorative work. First, you want to gently bend the 4 frontward tabs with a small pry bar to make installation of the roll spring a little bit easier. Position the roll spring into place. Hook either side of the helical spring over the roll spring and then pull the helical spring into the seat frame with a tool that has a hook on it. Do this for all 4 of the springs. If you have sport seats, you'll notice that the roll spring is technically too wide. On the outboard side of the spring, cut the wire in separate sections to remove it from the grouping rod. Roll the ends of the wire off of the metal reinforced rod at the front and rear of the spring. Trim the grouping rods to length, leaving just a little bit of material on the ends. Repeat these steps for the other side. Tap the 4 tabs with a dead blow to even them out. Now you can go ahead and reverse the removal steps to put everything back together. After that, you're good to go. All right, folks, like any of our videos, I hope this one has helped you out and you found some really good value. That's all we have for today, so until we catch you in the next one, y'all know what to do. For all things Fox Body Mustang, keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, LMR.com.